Hello students, greetings to all. In the last class, we were discussed few concepts on the motion, right? So there we have studied exact the differences between the distance and displacement, and also some of the numerical problems on the distance as well as the displacement. Okay, in this session, we are going to learn about speed concept. Okay, so here I can show you a few things on the screen, right? And these signboards, so whatever the signboards as of we are seeing here. So these signboards we have seen near to the school or hospital zones or in the highways, isn't it? So that is something they might have written, and we have seen that 50 kilometer per hour or 30 kilometer per hour, and here it is 20 kilometer. The speed limit is 20 kilometer per hour, right? And some of the cases we can see on the highways, it's written like speed limit is 80 kilometer per hour, isn't it? So such things we have seen, isn't it? So when we are near to the school or hospital zones, right? So of course we have observed these things. So what exactly mean by these things, and what are the indication of these things, right? So if I say that this meant that if suppose if we have a vehicle, right, a bus or a car, it has to be move, or it should be moving with the speed of only 40 kilometer per hour, isn't it? So for that, I can also say that, and we have also seen that some of the cases a bus, it may be slow or fast during its journey, isn't it? So whenever we are using the term slow or fast, it actually indicates that speed concept, right? And that term is speed, isn't it? So by the way, what exactly mean by speed? So speed is nothing but a body is the distance traveled by in unit time, right? Suppose if you have a body, that particular body, it has covered some distance by some unit time. It is called as a speed, right? Usually the speed which can say whether the body is moving with fast or slow, right? Only that indication can be given by the speed concept. So this speed we can return speed is equals to distance by time, or we can also return in terms of mathematically the speed usually we can denote either by s, or we can in some of the cases we can also denote it by v, right? And distance can be denoted by s, or we can also denote it by d. So generally we can write this equation. So speed which can be written as es in some situations, then s is equals to, I can write distance can be denoted by d, that is small d, and the time is t, right? So this gives the speed concept. And when it comes to the SI for speed is, that is meter per second. Okay, the SI of speed is meter per second. So how we got the meter per second for the speed? So I can say s is nothing but then the distance is usually measured by meters. Of course we can measure distance with kilometers and isn't it mile in miles, isn't it, in also meters. But when it comes to the SI unit, the standard unit, the distance is measured by meter, and time is usually measured by second, small s I can write here. And this combinedly we can write, either we can write in the form of meter per second. Here we can see either we can write meter per second, that is m bar s, or we can write meter s to the power of -1. This is we can say it as meter per second. Okay, and when it comes to the parameter, the speed is having the only magnitude, right? I said that the speed can be only used to, either we can know the object which is either moving by speed, I mean it's either moving by fast or slow, right? It only gives the magnitude. Or I can say that the object only says that the object is moving with 20 kilometer per hour, or 50 kilometer per hour, or 100 kilometer per hour, right? So all these parameters, it has only magnitude, but and we never said about the any kinds of directions, right? So any parameter which indicated by only magnitude, that quantity is called as a scalar quantity. So here The speed is the scalar quantity, right? Okay. And suppose if I suppose the speed of the bus or whatever the vehicles, it may not be same throughout the covering the distance, isn't it? I already said that sometimes the bus will move with a fast, or sometimes the bus will moving with a slow, right? At this time, the distance covered at this time, which will be taking some time, right? So whatever the distance covered by the bus with respect to time, so at that time, if I want to calculate its speed, I can call it by the name it's called as a average speed, right? I can call by average speed. By calculating the average speed, I can get to know that. So what is the, in an average speed, the bus has been traveled from that particular distance in a particular interval of time. So for that, what I do, I can take average speed can be written as total distance traveled divided by total time taken, right? So example, I can give you an example that suppose we have a bus and that bus covers a distance of 30 kilometer. Okay, just we can assume that the bus is now it's covering a 30 kilometer per hour. In 1 hour, I can say in 1 hour, it is covering 30 kilometer in 1 hour. Okay, still in next 1 hour, I can say in the next 1 hour, the bus has covered a distance of 50 kilometer. Okay, the bus has covered now 50 kilometer. Now I want to know the what is the average speed of the bus. So now to calculate the average speed of the bus, so what I do, I can take the total distance traveled. Now what is the total distance traveled? That is 50 plus 30, isn't it? So what I do, I can say 50 plus 30, that is the total distance. Then the total time taken is 1 hour plus 1 hour, isn't it? 1 hour and 1 hour, that is nothing but 2 hours. Now 50 plus 30, which can be written as 80 and divided by 2, right? 2 is the total time taken, 2 hours. Now 2 ones are 2 40s, isn't it? Now what I can say, now in an average, the bus has gains the speed with 40 kilometer per hour, right? So the 40 kilometer hour is nothing but which meant that throughout the time which is not traveled with the 40 kilometer per hour. Okay, it's just the average value, right? So already we have here in 1 hour the object covered 30 kilometer, and in next hour the object has covered 50 kilometer per hour, right? Now if I take the average, the bus has gains the speed, the average speed, that is 40 kilometer per hour, right? So this is all about the speed concept, right? Just go through the video once, right? So the numericals on the speed and average speed, we can deal it in the live class. Okay, thank you students, thank you.